afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olsen, the Tolkien Professor, joined as always by my friend Gryfflet, who's been searching to try to find a vantage point from which the surrounding territory doesn't look dismal and horrible. This is the best he could do. You can at least see some growing things, and with the help of the portcullis, you know, of the gate entryway here, you can only see a little bit of the desolate landscape behind it. So there we go. That's Gryfflet's attempt to make the Dagger Lad look bucolic, but the weather is not helping. Can we just say that for sure? All right. I am delighted to be back with you guys again today. I've been traveling a lot. I've been all over the place. Well, I've mostly been to the West Coast on 2 separate trips since last I was with you guys, including my most recent trip to San Diego Comic-Con, where I got to hang out with a bunch of the Rings of Power folks, which was fun. But let's see, Gryfflet was just about to, we're almost finished with the Haerondir quests, as I recall, except we just got assigned at the very end to go out and spook some orcs, which I was just about to do. So, we're going to come out here and we're going to spook some orcs, which is, as that ranger confessed, really kind of fun. Okay, here we go. Curious orc. Boom. Okay, yeah, that's and oh, and blowing the horn doesn't take me out of stealth. Oh, that's really lovely. Let's see. Are there more orcs here? I don't think so. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see. Sorry, the title hasn't changed. Apologies for that. I am not, in fact, Lord of the Rings. Sorry, I actually don't have permission to change the title, or at least I don't know how. I've never done that. Druid's Fire always does that. She's so thoughtful. But she is so thoughtful, but also this week so at Gen Con and not around to do that. So sorry about that. I hope that lots of people won't be disappointed that I'm not, in fact, Lord of the Rings. All right, let's see. Where are we? Man, okay. Let's check over here. So are you guys excited for the hardly surprising but satisfying Harad announcement recently? I thought that the announcements were fun. I sadly missed the Lotro panel at Comic-Con. I had a thing I had to go to then. It conflicted with an event that I had to go to. But anyway, yeah, I was excited to read the news after the fact. Harad, of course, we've been expecting for map-related reasons for some time, but it was still satisfying to see it. Sam, you're excited for Season 2 of Rings of Power? Yeah, there's... it should be interesting. I mean, you know, I don't know how successful the things that they're trying to do in Season 2 are going to be, but the trailer stuff looks good, and it's really interesting. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that they're doing. So, yeah. One of the things that's really interesting about Season 2 of Rings of Power is, you know, a lot of people have been saying there seems to, you know, be a change in their, like, marketing approach. You know, they're not trying to do, like, the mystery and let's get people guessing thing that they were doing last time. And that is clearly true. Like, that is very explicitly true. Not only did I ask their marketing people if they were changing that strategy, which they confirmed that they are, but even the showrunners, like, they're hilarious now. Like, they were playing everything so close to the vest last season, and this year they were like standing out in a crowd full of fans at a party, like surrounded by dozens of people not under NDA, and Patrick McKay was standing there literally saying, "Ask me anything, I'll hold nothing back. What do you want to know?" So it was it was very interesting, a very significant change. So, like, one of the funny consequences of this is, like, I just went to Comic-Con. I just had, like, combined a couple hours conversation with the cast and showrunners of the show, and there's almost nothing I can't reveal, because there's almost nothing I heard that wasn't, like, confirmed in front of, you know, like, dozens of other people, as I say, who have not signed NDAs. So anything I see the showrunner say in front of, like, the general public or in Hall H or something like that, I feel licensed to talk about. All right. Yeah, sorry about Twitch being confusing. The fact that the title hadn't changed, I'm sure, didn't help either. All right. So here we go. We are... that was enough spooked orcs. That was fun, but they weren't really thick enough on the ground for me. I had to go to the same one 2 or 3 times. Okay. No problem. Okay. Oh. I told you it was fun. Orcs are such cowards. Haerondir should remain unbothered by them for the time being. Should we return from the coming battle, I remain hopeful we will not find this ruin has become a stronghold for any remaining orcs. Well, that is a concern, I suppose. Okay. Alright, so, guess what it is just about time for? It is just about time for Dûm Boha, but I thought at the last minute of something else that I could do to carry on procrastinating going to Dûm Boha, because I'm running out of excuses. I'm just kidding. Startle, JJ. I'm only startling enemies. Not even slaying them. Gryfflet has so far succeeded in not harming anything, except perhaps psychologically, in this entire episode so far. So I've decided, before I go to Dûm Boha, in order to avoid further backtracking later on, I'm going to go back to the camp, and I'm going to... that moss, that Trollstrife moss that I was supposed to look for, that I never saw and is not, mostly because it's not, like, listed on my map. Somebody mentioned that it's, like, quite near the camp, and which means, and I've been carrying it around for ages, so I want to get rid of that quest. And I also suspect she's going to assign me more quests after I finish that in other parts, and so I'm going to end up backtracking all over the place. So, yeah, exactly. The Trollstrife is just what I'm looking for. So, yes, I would love a pointer, because this is an herbalist quest, so I'm, like, doing it under protest. But I'm going to guess she's, like, isn't she, like, here? Hang on. I'm, like, thing up into nowhere. Isn't that her right there? Boom! Oh, look at that. Yeah, okay. So, so she's right there over on this side of the camp. And so I'm thinking, if I don't have any map directions, I'm thinking they were meaning me to come out this exit and look for Trollstrife around here. So I'm going to stealth myself, and I'm going to wander around. And there are also a bunch of trees over here. So I'm going to see if I can't find Trollstrife up here in these here hills. No? Yeah, I don't know. No idea. Between the camp of the host and Haerondir, either side of the road? Further north in this? Okay. It's true. If only I had a friendly Rohirric prospector. Either side of the road, huh? You'd think I'd have stumbled across some. I've been all over the place over there. Okay, so I'll look. But didn't she say it was on trees? I thought she said it grew on trees. Okay. Alright, so I'm headed in the right direction. The vague direction of Trollstrife moss. Oh, that's dusk nettle. Oh, that's horsetail. Stupid herbalists. Okay. We're looking. Oh, well, scrap deposit. Gnarled branches. Well, there's some more trees over here. Bone mallow. Ha ha ha! Ho ho! Oh ho! Ha ha! But soft. Oh, that's it. There's one patch of troll. No wonder I hadn't found it. Good grief. One patch of moss in the entire Daggerlad is what she sent me looking for. One patch of moss which didn't even have a quest ring for it. Okay. Something wrong with those herbalists, I gotta tell you. Okay. Yeah, dismount here. Okay. Where'd you go now? Oh. Where is she? How do I get outside the walls again? Where am I? What's happening? Okay, there we go. Oh, I see. That was just that barrier in there. All right, Milgamel. Now you won't talk to me? What am I supposed to do? What? Deliver it to her at Haerondir. But she's not at Haerondir. She's right here. She's standing right in front of me. Hello? Okay. Right. Should have read that more carefully. No problem. Off we go back to Haerondir. Okay. Yeah, she's totally ghosting me, Joe Snake. I have no idea why. After all the quests I've done for her benefit. Oh well, it is what it is. She was standing right there, and I don't remember seeing her in Haerondir. I think I'd have noticed that, but... Traveling across the map to deliver something to someone standing next to me could be a reenactment at Ranger Mood. Maybe. I'm sure that'd be a crowd pleaser. All right. Hang on. Oh, there she is. She hasn't been here all the time, has she? I bet you didn't notice her. Ah, what a strange lichen. It is both flaky and damp at once. Those properties seem ideal for its use as a poison, but I wonder how it might be used in combination with other flora from these lands and from the lands of Ithilien. I shall think on this for a time, Gryfflet. In the meantime, I have another task for you. For a second I thought she was building up to asking if she could experiment on me, but okay. While I work with the Trollstrife you recovered for me, I would have you explore the wastes further. I knew you were gonna. It is plain to see that these lands have lain barren for many long years, but even among this desolation I have seen the trunks of trees and felt the soft crack of mushroom caps under my feet as we travel to Haerondir. Search the land surrounding Haerondir for samples of soil and mushrooms. Samples of soil and mushrooms. If I have need of the good, I shall also have need of the very worst the waste has to offer. So collect a small phial of water from the runoff surrounding the Slag-hills. Oh, okay. Sending me towards the Slag-hills. So where... okay. So this is... Ooh, one of these is going to take me... No, it's not. Up by Ondahair's Folly. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll do this, and then we'll go to Dûm Boha. Really. I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. Sorry, I'm teasing myself because I've been meaning to go to Dûm Boha for like the last month and a half. Not helped by the fact that I haven't been able to stream in ages. Okay. Let's go straight back up to Ondahair's Folly. Because... oh, sure. Now that we don't need to startle them anymore, the orcs are just like standing out in plain sight. We'll go back up to Ondahair's Folly because I'm pretty familiar with that area. And then we will swoop back down around by the Slag-hills. Get our first glimpse of the Slag-hills, I think, really. Because, yeah, now we've done the camp and Haerondir and Ondahair's Folly. And we've done Dol Acharn also. So Lang Rhuven, and then the two Towers of the Teeth. And then the Slag-hills. So we're getting there. Serious progress is being made in Daggerlad. Just intermittently. Oh, hi there. Yeah. Okay, let's stay away from you. But fortunately, I'm wearing my hat of invisibility. Grumpy Bird says you can't wait to go birding in Mordor. Oh, look, there's a Kraban. There's a Kraban. Oh, look, there's another. So I now really need to find a Ninny Hammer. Clearly. I love that. Just love I read Mike Drout's note about the birding. And it is cool. I don't know how much time I'm going to have to spend on it, But I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Gryfflet can learn birding. I need to learn more about it. Oh, okay, here we go. Tenacious mushrooms. Oh, yes. Tenacious is a wonderful word. Okay, no, I'm not going to fight that roving threat I almost ran into. They're tenacious mushrooms, but are they also nefarious? It's been a favorite word of mine for a long time. I guess that's just what Milgamel's trying to ascertain. Okay, so I suppose it makes sense that the tenacious mushrooms are on the wet ground up here. It doesn't make so much sense that Milgamel would have found them. Would have, like, trodden upon them on the way between the camp and Haerondir, but it's okay. Okay, I think... Oh, did I get enough mushrooms? Oh yeah, I have them all. Because there's another one and I don't need it. Okay, straight back to the Slag-hills for a delicious sample of water and some blasted soil. Okay. I was going to say, have I even been here? Yes, I have. But I think it was dark when I was here. Now it's just raining. Okay, and there are the two towers of the teeth, so I'm heading straight towards the black gate. There it is. You can see its ominous and evil silhouette. Oh, there's one of those wheeled cages. Here we are. Never been down this far. I mean, not with Gryfflet. Okay, hang on. Whoa, whoa. That's not what I want to do. Stop is what I want to do. Okay. Oh, look at this. These aren't all meant to be, like... What are these ruins from? Like... Why is this like the graveyard of battle buggies? I don't understand. I mean, obviously these aren't left from 3,000 years ago. Nor would they even be left from, like, you know, Underhair's time, from the Wainwriter battles. Maybe we'll learn more about this. Okay, hang on, I gotta figure out where I'm going. Oh, this is a Morgul. Right, there are Morgul banners out here. It's very strange. Looks like the battle already happened and I missed it. That is true. Perhaps there are different, you know, cultural practices among battle buggies that we're just unfamiliar with and we shouldn't be quick to prejudge, JJ. I think that this could be part of an ornate burial ritual. Ooh, hey, there's some delicious looking seeping water. No? This is not the seeping water I'm looking for. Okay. Oh, here's a road. So this earth that I'm standing on here is apparently insufficiently blasted. How will I know? By what measure is Gryfflet prepared to judge the blastedness of Earth in order to ascertain what degree of blastedness our good friend Milgamel is looking for? I'm looking all over this, like, lower lobe of the... Dressing says maybe it's flavor blasted. It's I don't know with what flavor they're blasting the earth. But yeah, hard to think that Tolkien would love flavor blasted things, right? Like I can't even. Hey, there we go. Now, oh, look at that. Well, that does look a little bit flavor blasted. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Don't worry, I'm not going to lick it, Edith. I promise. I promise. Okay. One. That was some blasted earth right there. Apparently there's like nothing but blasted earth right over this way. Is it? Is it the one I just got? Well, then stop targeting it, for crying out loud. Okay. Here we go. Apparently, there's nothing but blastitude. Oh! Hark! Here we go. Oh, yes. Another little pile of blasted soil. Oh, I see another one. Okay. There we go. Blasted soil number 4. Now my map should focus straight in on the... There we go. On the particular quality of seepage that we're looking for. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, like the rust combined with the... Oh, foited water. Oh, that's the best spelling. Oh, yes. I mean, the word fetid is just delightful. I mean, that's an awesome word. But just when you spell it with an O, yeah. It's funny, Phil. Like I've heard many times before people being like repulsed by the word moist. I've never understood it myself. Like, it always makes me think of chocolate cake. I mean, I don't know. Oh, what a horrid smell. What is that horrid smell? You eagerly hand the phial of slag water to Milgamel. This is hardly water at all. Look, Gryfflet, it has little bits of something floating all about in it. None of that will do, but let me see the mushrooms and the pouches of soil you gathered. Yes, these are lovely. The soil is thin and unhealthy, but it clings to life, and these mushrooms, I do not know if anything could stop them. Come now, we have to attempt to crossbreed them with the plants of Ithilien. Do we? This is a team project, is it? That's right, Gryfflet. We are going to try to crossbreed the plants of the wastes with those of Ithilien. Even if the wastes never recover, we can save their unique plants and grow them within Ithilien if they are of need to us. I have set 3 planting boxes around this chamber, and I would have you fill half of them with soil you gathered from the battle plain. I have already filled 1/2 of each with soil from Ithilien. Next, you should plant some of my samples of oxlip, vetchling, and horsetail alongside these hardy mushrooms you've discovered. You know you can't crossbreed mushrooms and plants, right? I mean, they're like totally different kingdoms of creature. Like, they're not just different species. They're not just different, genii or genuses or whatever. I'm actually not even sure what declension genus is. Anyway, but like, those are totally different kingdoms. Like, and mushrooms are as different from plants as animals are different from plants. Anyway, okay. It's all good. We're going to see if they can live alongside one another. Okay, so we're introducing them. We're not actually crossbreeding. Okay. That sounded a little bit Sarumanic, actually, so I'm more comfortable with this. Look at these planting boxes she brought. Okay, here we go. We're filling them with nasty soil and planting mushrooms. Okay, oh, there's the other one. Okay. I think there's no better place to start doing long-term horticultural experimentation than, like, right next to an incipient battlefield. Okay. Ah, wonderful. Now then, I'll add a splash of this sickly water you brought to one of them, and we can observe the results. Okay, so that's going to be like, what, the control? Or then, the rest of them are going to be the control? She walks to the central planting box and upends the phial of slag water. Let us see what happens. Oh, we're gonna see if it explodes. I'm gonna stand further away from it, Milgamel, no offense. Hey guys, watch out. Yeah, Milgamel has gone from I'm prepared to think somewhat independently to, like, I am completely out of control. Okay. Oh no, we're still waiting. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. And slag water begins seeping out of the newly formed cracks in the planting box. Okay, so it may or may not have killed the plants, but it ate through the box. Ah, perhaps a minute was too long. Look, the slag water is eaten right through the planting box. The others do not appear to have such a bad reaction, though, and that is heartening. I do not know if the wastes can ever be truly healed, but I am certain they cannot while the enemy still looms ahead. Go, rejoin your company. I shall tend to these and see them safely transported away from these lands. If you ever find yourself in Minas Tirith again, I am certain I shall have much to tell you. Okay, so I am done with herbalist quests. Until what, midsummer? Okay. Woof. Alright. Okay. Excellent. And now, Dûm Boha. Let's go. Okay. How do I even get there? I don't know. Okay. Do I go through the... Hang on. I'm going to go this way. Can I go this way? Is there an exit on the other side? Because it kind of looks like it. If not, maybe I can just jump off the walls. Okay. We are going to Dûm Boha. So Dûm Boha is where the Easterlings are, right? It's the Easterling camp here. We've seen several orc camps. Okay, we are slowly and eventually heading in more or less the right direction. Oh, there's Eladon and Elro here. Hi, guys. Okay, there isn't exactly an exit, it seems, in this direction. Can I get through it all? Kind of looks like I ought to be able to. Oh, come on! I hate it when they do that. Okay. No appears to be the answer. Can't get up there either. I can... How did that Dunedain get up there? Okay, well, it's fine. But seriously, how do I get there? I don't even know. So here's the road. We are looking down right now on the road out. That's the Slag-hills out there, isn't it? Yeah. It's the beginning of the Slag-hills. The other side of the upstairs area? Okay. So there is a pass through here? Because, yeah, it's a little puzzling. Getting up here to Narcost, it seems like I do have to pass through here somehow, because I can't get around by way of the Slag-hills, surely. So, like, up this way? Uh-huh. Yeah, I never even really explored fully over here. Is that a pass? Oh. Okay, okay. Alright, there we are. Okay. This must be the way to Dûm Boha. Okay. So here we go. My quest is to enter Dûm Boha. That turned out to be harder than I expected. But I think we're on the right path now. I just have to find it and then enter it. Seems simple enough. Found it. Now I found it. Rhadrog warriors are encamped in Dûm Boha and they prepare for combat. There is much to be done to impede the Haerondir here. Okay, how much? 4 quests. You notice the encampment of Dûm Boha is littered with maggot holes. The orcs seem to use these networks of tunnels to come and go about the Slag-hills. Perhaps sealing up the holes will limit their movement and communication. I thought I was going to get to use the maggot holes. The Haerondir encampment seems well stocked with provisions littered throughout. Perhaps destroying some will cut at their strength and sow discord. Okay. The eyes and the blind. The half-trolls and lookouts are gathered in Dûm Boha in great number. They seem to be waiting for something. Defeat enough of them to throw their plans into disarray. Okay, and the poisoned mind. The Haradrim archers carry a poison with which they coat their arrowheads. Perhaps the Rangers of Ithilien could use such a poison for themselves. Collect files. Okay, so I'm collecting files of poison. I'm defeating lookouts and half-troll executioners. I'm destroying supplies, and I'm sealing off maggot holes. Fair enough. Okay. Find Aragorn on the northern side of the Slag-hills outside the Black Gates. Oh, so the Epic just wanted to bring me here. Like, here there be Haradrim. Right, it's not Easterlings, it's Haradrim. And now there's Aragorn on the mountains of the Slag-hills over there. Okay, that's fine. I think that's probably where I'm headed. Unless I get sent out to Lang Rhuven. Still know nothing about that. And presumably I'm going to be sent over towards Karhost as well at some point. But alright, so let's see what we can find. Are you a lookout? No. Are you a lookout? No. Oh, come on, Gryfflet. Where's your stealthiness? It's a poor initial stealth performance here. I know, JJ. I know. Not to lump the Easterlings and the Southronds together. Oh, there's a lookout. This guy a lookout too? No, he's just an archer. Oh, this is gonna go well. Hi. Yeah. They're both shooting at me now. Oh good, you're attacking me melee, so I'll come over here and do that. No. Oh well. Come here. Okay, good. Now I can stand right between you. Excellent. Okay, glad we got that figured out. Okay. Ah, good. Oh, I see. They have the poison. It's on the archers, so I gotta kill archers. Okay, so I gotta kill 10 archers. I still need 4 more lookouts. I haven't found any supplies yet, but I just got started. Here we go. Oh, I think I spy a half-troll. Yeah, that's an executioner, all right. Okay. Oh, I think I found some supplies. Oh, yeah, we're in business now. Okay. Okay, while I'm wandering around the camp, let me do a lore question. I'm actually running out of lore questions stored up. I need more lore questions. Or you can ask Rings of Power questions, too. I've been thinking a lot about that since I was at Comic-Con, so we can talk about that. Okay. Questions. Recently, my brother and I were listening to the Council of Elrond, and my brother wondered why they who dwell beyond the sea would not receive the ring, and specifically, if it meant that they didn't care if Sauron got the ring back. I tried explaining about the sickle above Bree Hill and Elbereth and how the Valar were mysteriously active throughout the quest. His next question stumped me, and so now I pose it to you. If one could rewind and play the events of The Lord of the Rings over and over, how likely would it be that Sauron got the ring? Was its destruction a 1 in a million chance, or would the Valar have always ensured it somehow? That is a really interesting question. And of course it goes straight to the root of the the whole issue of, like, providence, predestination, and free will. And this is one of the things, a lot of people don't sort of talk about this angle, but one of the things, among the many things that make The Lord of the Rings pretty remarkable, one of the things that makes it remarkable is what an amazing job it does of... here, come fight me down here, because those archers are going to regen any minute. And I don't want to fight them again. What an amazing job it does. So, from a literary perspective, it's very challenging to create an environment in which you are really thinking and drawing attention to the question of, you're not the half-troll I'm looking for. I have no quarrel with you. Writing a story and drawing attention to, like, the fate, free will issue, and doing a good job. Doing a good job and kind of not wrecking your story by doing this. I mean, sort of to tell a story that really tries to show how those two concepts can be reconciled. Philosophically, they can be reconciled. Boethius reconciled them. It's all in Boethius. But that's one thing. To tell a story in which you really help people to see and feel how that works is a different thing. Yeah. Am I going around in circles now? I think I am. Let's keep going down. Is there anything further down? Not there. Well, I mean, yes, there's a cliff, but... Is there anything further down? No. Okay. So let me see if I can keep going that direction. But again, so it's one thing to sort of talk about it philosophically, but it really is quite another thing to tell a story in which you're really showing it. And that is... In The Lord of the Rings, as I say, I think that Tolkien does a very remarkable job of doing this. And it's something I think he doesn't get credit for enough. The question is, sort of the narrative issue in the fate and free will issue is, how can you both show providence at work, and yet, so to show that things are under control and the outcome is, the outcome that happens is the outcome, that was planned, the outcome that was destined. How can you do that without undermining the significance of the choices of the characters, right? And that is one of the things that I think underlies Philip's question there, Philip Seven's question. So really, as I say, in some sense, I think the question kind of boils down to, so do their choices mean anything? Does it matter what they do? Right? If the Valar are at work behind the scenes, ensuring that the ring in fact gets destroyed, then, does Frodo and Sam's sacrifice matter at all? And I think the answer to that is yes, it does, right? But that's this is one of the things that I think that Tolkien does do very skillfully. Let's see, can he shoot me through this pole? No, he can't. Great. He does not lower the stakes. He manages to do both things. He manages to both insist upon the importance, the reality of providence, Some other power is at work, as Gandalf would say, right? And yet, the choices that they make matter. One of the things that I was contemplating a lot in my latest chapter, I kind of didn't see my chapter headed in this direction, but in the latest chapter of my book, was I was thinking about Gandalf's famous statement. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us, right? And, of course, that's explicitly about people's choices. And also about fate, right? Also about destiny. There are some things that we get to decide, right? But there are many things that we don't get to decide. And one of the things that we don't get to decide is where we're placed, right? They don't get to decide what times they live in, what choices are put before them. They don't choose that. That's fate. It is their fate. Did I hit the wrong button or something? Or did he just detect me right before I could attack him? They don't get to choose the time that's given to them. But they do get to choose what to do with that time, right? And that is a really good illustration of what it's about. So coming back specifically to the question, was failure ever a real possibility? Were the Valar going to ensure one way or another? And I think, by the way, yes, it is true that the Valar are involved. I do not believe. Oh, here are the maggot holes. Those are big maggots. I think these maggots have been crossbreeding with the, sandworms from the Hobbit movie. Anyway, wow, that's a pretty big boulder Gryfflet just stuffed down there. Anyway, yeah, I don't, it's not the Valar that are manipulating events. When Gandalf says there's some other power at work, I don't believe it's the Valar. It's the Valar that are at work that he's talking about there. It's a Iluvatar. But the question still stands, right? Was Iluvatar going to make it happen one way or another? Whatever Frodo did. Because, I mean, you could look at it. It's not that hard to look at it and make precisely that argument, right? Well, he did, right? Frodo failed, and yet the ring is still destroyed, right? As if, that determination had been made and it, didn't matter. So again, I could see an argument being made in that direction. I wouldn't agree with it, but I could see an argument being made. I don't believe that that's true. I believe that if Frodo and Sam had failed, Sauron would have gotten the ring back. Not because, to quote Philip Seven's brother, in the first half of their conversation, that the powers don't care if Sauron gets the ring back or not. That isn't the point. The point is, Iluvatar's not just a puppet master. There's another lookout. Iluvatar is not just a puppet master. He's not just orchestrating events and making everything turning out exactly as he wishes that it would be. We see that from the very start. That is, we see that from the music of the Ainur and the Discord of Melkor. That is not how he wrote the music. That is not what was supposed to happen. And yet, he lets Melkor choose. He lets Melkor do his thing. The balance that is struck. So, let me not assume everybody knows that story intimately. At the beginning, in the music, creation is made by the music of the Ainur, which are basically the Valar, the quasi-angelic powers that rule the world. And okay, I'm just looking out over the camp. I haven't been over there, have I? I haven't been upstairs here either, so let me go up there. Melkor, who becomes Morgoth, Sauron's boss, runs amok. Oh, there's an inconveniently located executioner. Right next to a warrior and another warrior. Okay, fine. Okay, boom, boom. I'm gonna stun folks. Surely I'm gonna finish off this executioner before too long. Okay. Oh, that other guy didn't even notice. Oh, that's kind of cool, Gryfflet. Yeah, so anyway, so Melkor runs amok and does his own thing. And at the end of this, at the end of him running amok and doing his own thing, Iluvatar makes his famous speech. And in his famous speech, he says, you will find, like, he says, like, you've made your choice, right? And the first thing he emphasizes, by the way, is Melkor's power. Mighty are the Ainur, and mightiest among them is Melkor, right? He emphasizes Melkor's power. But, there's supplies right there. So yeah, he emphasizes his power, his ability to choose, his capacity for doing things and accomplishing things. And then says, but you don't have the power to alter the music in my despite. That is, you can't ultimately change what is going to happen. It is in your power to choose what to do. You can shape your own destiny. At the end of the day, the story of history is going to tell the story that I want it to tell. But there's a million possible different versions, is what he's implying there, right? Remember when Sam asks, when Sam wonders whether Gollum thinks he's the hero or the villain? I think that Sam is sort of having an intuition about this same phenomenon, actually, right? Because that's the question. To use Gandalf's terminology again, what is it that's left for them to decide? And the answer, what is left, all they have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to them, right? Which means All that's left for them to decide is what role are they going to play in events. Are they going to be a hero or a villain? Which side of history are they going to end up on, right? And yes, also, what does history look like? There are real consequences to Melkor's choice. Real suffering comes about because of Melkor's choice. But the only change that it makes to the overall pattern is that now the good things that Iluvatar was planning to bring about, he is now going to be bringing about through the suffering that Melkor has devised. And at the end of the day, he won't be able to change the music in Iluvatar's despite. In the end, the plan is not going to be thwarted. Iluvatar's plan isn't going to be thwarted. It's going to be made even more wonderful than it would have been before, such that those who make the bad choices in an attempt to change that plan are going to be simply amazed at how beautiful and how much more beautiful it ends up being. Drowsnake says, so one of the million different versions involve Frodo failing and Sauron reclaiming the ring. Yes, I think so. Do I think that's a real possibility? Yeah, I do. See, again, if it's not a real possibility, then exactly as Philip Seven's brother was suggesting, the story ceases to have any real meaning. Yeah, of course. Of course the quest could actually have failed. Yes. Does that mean that Iluvatar's purposes would have been thwarted? No, it just, things would have turned out differently, right? Then the story of the Third Age would have been a sad ending story instead of a happy ending story. But as Sam will be the first to tell you, sometimes, the sad ending stories aren't always the worst stories to hear. That story, that would be a different story. But whatever it would have been, it would have ended up being a good story in the end. We don't know what it would have been, because it isn't what happened. Do you see what I mean there? It's complicated, but this is a balance I think that Tolkien really does maintain very well. Boy, it's really hard going around here and trying to only kill just the right half-trolls. Alright, I'm getting there, though. One more maggot hole and 2 more executioners, and I think I'm good. Is there another maggot hole over here? I thought that thing was glowing, but it isn't. Okay. Oh, it's a cleaver. I don't want a cleaver. I want an executioner. Let me see what's across the bridge here. Ooh. There's Narchast itself. Sweet. We're getting close. Look at him sort of strutting along. I'm now entering the Slag-hills. Oh yeah, this is kind of going far afield here. I think I'm not supposed to come in here. I think I can't come in here. Okay. Well, fine. Yeah, Phil, it is a shame that nobody here accounts for the culling quest. Okay, so... So yes, I don't know what the version would look like in which Sauron recovers the ring. But let me turn the question around and ask it a different way. Do you believe that if Sauron had recovered the ring, evil would have triumphed forever? I don't believe that. I mean, just, you know, when you actually kind of think it through in that way, I think it becomes a little bit easier to see that, yeah, that was always a possibility. Okay, one more executioner. And they've regened, as did that one, which I've already killed. So really, I just need to find... It's the Beneath the Snake one, right? Okay. The one remaining maggot hole is in approximately this direction. So let's go this way. Getting warm? It's not that one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's stuck in this side. I couldn't see it coming from the other direction. Hey, look, it's a set of doors. Oh, I can't get in anyway. Oh, and here comes a brace of executioners. I don't need two. I only need one. All right, hang on. I have to lift a 50-ton boulder here for a second. There we go. I've sealed off many of the maggot holes. This should severely limit the movement of orcs beneath the hills. Great. Okay. Now I have to, like, see if I can sneak up on the rearmost of those two executioners. Excellent. You defeated many foes. This will surely throw the Haerondir into disarray and give the host of the West a better chance. Yes. Okay. Oh, that was very kind of them to leave me one. So that I can port back. Right. As JJ points out, Sauron had the ring before and didn't triumph forever. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Gladiator. I finally went to Dûm Boha. This Haerondir poison is quite potent. It and its effects are not unknown to the Rangers, nor have we refrained from using it on our own arrows against the enemy's servants. What you have brought me today will not go to waste, I assure you. Excellent. Okay, so... that's it. Anborn, you got nothing else for me? Hey there, Faramir. Dead Faramir, I mean. Okay. Oh no. That other one popped up. Bane of the Serpent. Oh, there's a boss. Arg. Arg, I didn't notice that quest. Because of that stupid continued culling quest. Go away. My trust Nick says maybe there would have been another continent nuked. Possibly. Possibly. Okay, so Iluvatar is telling a story with an improv group, willing to compromise on some of the details, but not the overall picture. Yeah. More or less. More or less, except it's not just that he's not compromising. It's just that whatever the improv group does will be integrated into the music that he once made. Yeah, it's challenging. The thing that you have to... The sort of place to start, and it's not a simple place to start, is with the basic philosophical concept, right? If you go into it thinking, suspecting, believing that that it's contradictory. Okay, where am I going here? He's right here? Really? Oh. Yeah, I walked right past him a ton of times. Okay, Rougetang. If you come into it believing that, you know, fate and free will are simply contradictory to each other, you're never going to get it. Like, you're never going to see it. That that belief, or what Boethius would call a misconception, is it's an obstacle to this understanding if you kind of start there. Hey, look, I'm going to do another thing. Check this out. I'm going to reveal weaknesses. Because this is how I roll. Do that all the time. Yeah. Man, when was the last time I forgot to reveal weaknesses? I can't even think. Oh, I was just about to... Fine. Okay, there we go. Man, these warriors are annoyingly strong. Okay. That's okay. I really wanted to donate a second mithril coin. Good grief. This guy comes wandering along just as I'm about to escape. Do I really have 600 mithril coins? That's a lot of mithril coins. I do. How did I get 631 mithril coins? I remember buying a bunch. I didn't think I bought that many. Okay. But, nevertheless, happy to have them. Okay. With all you have done for us, both past and present, no reward could suffice. I am glad to have you as a trusted ally, Gryfflet. I believe the Haerondir will no longer pose a threat to Haerondir.
From what our lookout, Dornach, was able to surmise, their numbers should not be able to fully organize until well after the host of the West passes their camp. We need not fear any ambush from that direction, at least, thanks to you.
Will you help bear my burden, friend?
Gryfflet, there are too few rangers stationed in the wastes. We are spread thin, trying to monitor the enemy's forces in Dagorlad and near the Morannon. Mírthel has just come back from a patrol. He carries a message from the Slag-hills. Find him and learn his tidings if you are able to assist us further. We shall speak again in due time. All right, we are headed to the Slag-hills, folks. It's the final phase. I mean, I know there's that other camp area, Lang Rhuven, over there. And I assume I'll get sent there from the Slag-hills. But, all right. You think I might have been accumulating them through Hobbit presents? Possibly. Can't rule it out. Okay. This guy is, like, out of town, right? I guess that makes some sense. Is he inside the walls? Oh, he's up on the walls. Right. Okay. He's probably on one of those lower terraces looking out or something. But I just passed that other PC, you know. Yeah, I just did a double take. Because, to be perfectly honest, I do sometimes forget that Lotro is a multiplayer game. There he is. Oh, we're in a little debate. There's Dornach, and there's Mírthel. What do you have to say? Ah, Gryfflet, it has been quite the journey we have taken since we first met in the southern reaches of Ithilien. Thank you for reminding me. I have just returned from a patrol to the Slag-hills. I come with a message from Candúr, who seeks aid in his covert efforts there. Would you travel there and speak with him? A burglar of your abilities would be a great boon, I think. Be careful there and keep out of sight. The enemy can see much from atop the Towers of the Teeth. All right. I got nothing but 2 Slag-hills vector quests. Excellent. Fantastic. Yeah, no, there are lots of ways in which I could have gotten them. I just don't remember getting them. I would have thought, like, if at some point I were given a gift of, like, 500 mithril coins, I would have been like, 500 mithril coins? That's awesome. Because it is awesome. I love the way I was just there using them is my absolute favorite way to use mithril coins. You know, like to wend my way out in doing quests, and then I get to, like, you know, the innermost part of the, you know, defenses of an enemy's camp, and rather than, like, retrace my tortuous steps and fight my way all the way out, just mithril coin back to the quest giver when the quest is completed. That is such a luxury. Maybe I burgled them. Maybe I burgled them. Can't absolutely rule it out. Oh, look at that. There's 1 vector quest on each of the 2 Slag-hills, or by each of the 2 Slag-hills. Okay. All right, look at this. I've still got half an hour. Ironically, though I don't think Druid's Fire is streaming today, though maybe she'll surprise me. But I don't think Druid's Fire is streaming today because she's at Gen Con. I can't go late today because I have a family wedding to attend today. A rather unusual Friday evening wedding, but there it is. It is apparently my niece is marrying a guy from Haiti, and it is apparently a Haitian tradition that I didn't know about. So, and I learned from the pre-party, they already threw that, man, do traditional Haitian parties feature a very great deal of food. Holy cow. I didn't pace myself properly because I didn't realize exactly how... Oh, hang on a second. I'm not supposed to go this way. I didn't realize exactly how the food was going to be rolled out there. Okay, no thank you. I thought I had my magic hat on. It's a little disappointing, but we're going to go around this way. Through the less populated areas of the Slag-hills. What was that thing? Glittering on the ground there. Oh, a ranger catch. Okay, fine. I said I would pick them up if I found them, but that I'm not going to hunt for them. I would not put anything I wanted to keep in a catch here. Here we are. Here it is. There's Aragorn. Aragorn sees you approach. Hey man, what do you think?
We have come to it at last.
Climb to the top of the Slag-hill and look to the south. What waits for us at the Black Gate of Mordor? Oh, let's find out. Okay, we gotta go up the hill here. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I'd call it a great view of the Black Gate if only it weren't nighttime and cloudy. It's often cloudy around here. Okay. There's Narhast and Karhast. The field before the Black Gate of Mordor is empty and quiet. I don't blame Peter Jackson for not doing the Slag-hills. I kind of missed it. You know, them just fighting on flat ground in front of the Black Gate. Of course, they did that because they wanted them to charge, right? And certainly that, for Frodo moment in the film is really a very powerful moment. I don't want to knock it at all. But tactically, it makes no sense whatsoever, right? But I guess the lack of sense that it makes kind of parallels the lack of sense that the whole, you know, march on the Black Gate makes in the first place. So, and it works. It works, but it makes a little bit more sense to set up your defenses on a defensible position here, and these Slag-hills are pretty defensible in order to hold out for as long as possible. Yeah. Okay.
Sauron is waiting.
What did you see from atop the Slag-hill? Aragorn listens to your account. All was quiet and still. I see, and I am not surprised. Sauron is waiting. I do not take the empty calm before the gate to be fact, and neither should you. The Dark Lord's armies are arrayed before us, though we see them not. He waits to unleash them, for he wants to see what we will do.
There is no sense in delaying what must come.
There must be a parley. I will go forth with a small group of my most trusted allies and call for Sauron's surrender. I would be honored if you would accompany me, my friend. Oh, I am so glad to be asked to be in the parley at the Black Gate. I do not expect the Dark Lord to get... This is, by the way, this never fails to work, right? Like, from the beginning to the end of Lotro, this sense of, you know, coming to big moments in the story that you recognized and being overtly flattered like this, right? Like that my character is like, you know, Aragorn is honored if my character would join his group of most trusted allies. You know, it's like that works on me every single day of the week. Like I eat that on toast. I do not expect the Dark Lord to give in to our demands, but I must still offer him the opportunity. Speak to me when your preparations are made, and we will go together. Okay. All right, Aragorn, hang on, though. I think I'm gonna do the other quests here first, okay? Because that sounds like, you know, we're kind of initiating the battle, and we're gonna do that last. So let me go to the other hill and do some of the other quests here. Okay. All right. It looks like the other hill is where the Milestone and Stablemaster are anyway. As I remember, in the battle, don't you end up kind of scurrying around back and forth from one to the other? There we go.
Gondor needs your aid.
Oh, the Adun foothold. Yeah. My first Mordor Stablemaster, though I haven't been there yet. Okay. I'll grab the milestone too. Let's see. No, don't need Haerondir anymore. Nor do I need the milestones, frankly, when I can just mithril coin it, but that's okay. That's all good. So word that you were traveling with the host of the West was true after all. Truly, I am glad you are here, but it is not I who am in need just now. I have been keeping watch upon the foes in Dagorlad while Thurindol keeps watch upon the Slag-hills. Go speak with him, and in haste, for the situation in the Slag-hills is dire indeed. Go turn 90 degrees. Okay. Hey, Thurindol. Right, you're from Ithilien. Are you one of the dudes from the bathhouse? I am not surprised to see you here, my friend. You and I always find ourselves at the front of action, it seems. What Candúr told you is true. Things look grim here. Foes blanket the hills around the Morannon. Sharp eyes keep watch from every vantage, and sharper blades are ever ready to strike. Never mind the danger to you or I. What I fear is that such numbers may harry and assault the host so that it arrives before the gates not in full force, but in tatters. Okay.
Faith alone will not stop the enemy.
The odds may be great against us, but it does not mean that I am ready to give up. I have a plan that will allow us to traverse the hills unnoticed. Search the slag for any black powder. There may be some within the rubble, thrown out the gate from the scrap mounds in Udun. What, you think there's like live gunpowder lying around in the Slag-hills? That could be super awkward. There are multiple reasons to clean that up.
Let us hope you bring glad tidings, friend.
I fear many strong enemies gather all around us. I must scout the encampment west of here. Would you divert the eyes of the enemy in the Slag-hills while I learn more about the encampment to the east? We shall meet here afterwards, and I will share with you what knowledge I have gained. Okay. So I only have the 2 quests. I'm searching the rubble for gunpowder, and I'm defeating foes. Interesting. Doesn't put the foes on the map. Do slugs count? Yes, they do. Okay. Alright. I still got some time. Alright. Do slug crawlers count? Yes, they do. Lovely. Water's pretty nasty. Hang on, slug. Be right with you. I can't even tell which way you're facing. Oh, yeah, that's your tail. Okay. I've got at least a couple dozen quests here in the Slag-hills. Yeah, I thought they might be here for a while. Am I right in thinking that the quests from here are going to send me over to Lang Rhuven? Those two rangers had the look of quest givers who mean business. Ah, there's a piece of rubble to search. Okay. All right. No problem. We are in it for the long haul here. Oh no. There's only a certain percentage of rubble that has black powder in it. So I'm gonna have to find more than 8, possibly much more than 8. How am I ever gonna locate that much rubble? And I assume, by the way, do I assume correctly that I am right to postpone doing Aragorn's doing the parley at the Black Gate quest? I should wait till I do the other quests, right? Sort of seems most sensible there. Yeah, I figured it would go directly into the battle. So basically that is the quest that I will kick off when I'm done with all of the other quests and completely ready to move on. There is that one piece of rubble out of all of the pieces of rubble that I need to search. Okay. Well, one other question. Oh, got a bunch of rubble around here. One other question that I have often received. I have often received it, and which I have received recently. An ancient weapon. This is a new quest, isn't it? A relic of the last alliance. Is that a deed? It's a deed. Yeah. Okay. What part of Lotro is my favorite? That is a tricky question to answer. Rohan. So far, Rohan. The Grey Company quests are good. I mean, conceptually speaking, the Grey Company gambit, it's really hard to beat that. It's one of the things I very often point to when I really want to talk about when I want to give an illustration, not only of how brilliant the adaptation is in Lotro, but also an illustration of the kind of adaptation, the kind of advantages Lotro has as an adaptation. Advantages over other forms of adaptation, like what the kinds of things you can do in a video game adaptation that you can't do in a movie. And frankly, that's difficult to do in a book, even. The Grey Havens, the Grey Company plotline is the one I most frequently point to. But overall, like, again, if I had to pick an area, I would pick Rohan. The combination of I really enjoy the aesthetics of Rohan, for one thing, but I also found, from an adaptation standpoint, the storyline really attractive. I loved the whole trend of, the way we sort of uncover things in Rohan as we go along. The learning about, what Wormtongue is up to and how. I mean, all of these things are just really delightful, and also there's a certain it's very satisfying as well. Satisfying in the completionist sense, right? To go zone by zone through Rohan and go to each village and, meet the Thanes and the Reeves and just kind of flesh out the entire country. It helps that Rohan is a favorite part of the book for me as well. And so, yes, the idea of just being able to, the way that Lotro brings that all to life is just wonderful. So, yeah, I mean, Gondor was great. Notice I just spoke of Gondor in the past tense because I totally finished Gondor. Though I at times didn't think that was ever going to happen. But anyway, Gondor was great. I really liked it, but it's not Rohan. And Hutbold was my favorite of all. See, here's the thing. Actually, Hutbold, that's sarcasm, but Hutbold. The only thing that I disliked about Hutbold was that it was connected to like dailies, basically. That was the part of it that I disliked. Apart from that, I love the Hutbold concept. I mean, Hutbold is basically like the culmination of everything I was describing as like really satisfying about Rohan. Like going zone by zone and completing everything and, checking off all the boxes and doing all the things and then like getting rewarded by seeing everything finished and then getting a title for it at the end. Like, I love it. The only thing I didn't love about it was, again, like the dailies and stuff, those things. The mechanism for how you achieve Hutbold. See, here's how I would have done Hutbold. To make Hutbold perfect, what I would have done is I would have had the reeve of every area, or like the thane of every town, like give you something when you completed all the quests in that region, like in that town. Then you get like some object or something. And then you bring it to Hootbold, and then that's the thing that enables, so like basically it becomes like the completionist's scorecard, right? And then when you've completed all the things, maybe there's another quest or set of quests, stories that you do to, to finish off Hootbold, and then like you become the Thane Hootbold. Like basically I would have wanted it to be regular quest connected rather than just daily, sort of largely pointless and often irritating, daily quest related. But with that one complaint, even acknowledging that one complaint, Rohan was phenomenal. Okay. How many do I have now? 18? Let me start working my way back. Where are we going? We're going over here. It's funny, I was like, do slugs and crawlers count? I'm glad they do, because they seem to be the only things here. I love it when the slugs pull up close to the shore, turn their backs on the shore, and then stay there. Yes. Okay. Alright, guys. That's it, right? That's all the jobs you can think of? Ah, excellent. Yes, this powder is just what we need. I suppose you would like to know what this plan entails, then? Oh, yes, I would.
Hear my plight.
The plan is simple. We shall use the waste of Mordor against them. You see, this black powder is unrefined and will not explode when it comes into contact with flame. Instead, it will burn away and produce a thick haze. If we add this powder mix to the Orcish campfires near the Tower of the Teeth, our movements should be masked by the haze. This will only work if we work swiftly, though. I'm totally with you. The gap in the hills east of here is known as Lang Rhuven. The entire pass is now blockaded and controlled by the Easterlings. Many Easterlings gather there and continue to come through the pass to the east that eventually heads towards Rhûn. I hope that you will be able to call upon your allies, as they will be needed to thwart the encampment at Lang Rhuven. It'll probably be okay. How bad can it be, Candúr? Okay, what do we got?
Faith alone will not stop the enemy.
I have spied some horses corralled at the western end of Lang Rhuven. To the Easterlings, they are message-bearers, swift scouts, and swifter still to strike or evade in combat. What is more, I know these vile men are savage in the mistreatment of their steeds. Free these horses, and we will hobble the Easterlings in all things. Don't let every horse be defeated. I can't just slaughter them, huh?
Be wary, my friends.
The-
Evil spoils these grounds.
The encampment of Lang Rhuven is heavily guarded. Perhaps you and your allies would be able to curb their vigilance by defeating some of the men who perch on the guard towers scattered throughout the camp. Ugh. 15 tower guards? Oi.
Will you hear my plight?
Lang Rhuven is unquestionably a threat. There are many more enemies gathered there than elsewhere within the Slag-hills or Daggerlad. You and your allies must enter the gap of Lang Rhuven and disrupt them as you may. Destroying their supply tents and trebuchets should do. Oh, I'm an expert tent burner. And I've destroyed more than one trebuchet in my day. Okay.
Will you help bear my burden, friend?
While you were out among the Slag-hills, would you be kind enough to survey the enemy strongholds of Carchast, Narchast, and the Morannon? It is imperative that we have the latest movements of the enemy. Yeah. A scouting quest. Sure. Okay, so Thurindol is sending me around here. Candúr is sending me over to Lang... What's it called? Lang Rhuven. Okay. Wow. Alright, well, let me start at least going to start on the local quest. I'm not going to head over to Lang Rhuven. Karhost overlooks much of the eastern Slag-hills. Oh, so wait, I scout Karhost from here? Yeah, well, I could see that it overlooks most of the eastern Slag-hills from almost anywhere, but okay. Alright, let me practice running back and forth between the two Slag-hills, because that's going to be important later. Okay, alright, there's the little isthmus. Yeah, Lang Rhuven are fellowship quests. I'm sure Gryfflet will be fine, though. Are they small fellowship? Are they 3-man or 6-man? Narhost overlooks much of the western Slag-hills. I'm so glad I'm here to do this pivotal scouting. Okay, and then I go up here, and then a bunch of them, they're all along the road. Alright, let's stealth up. I don't want to hit the water, because going in the water breaks stealth. Okay. Oh, yeah. I hazed the fire before they could even get me. You just dropped dead over there. Okay. That's one hazed fire. How many do I have to haze? Oh, 8. Okay. Okay, there appear to be multiple fires right up here. Yeah, it's just... Is that a defiler? Yes, it is. Alright, dude, I'm going to do this from over here on your side of the fire. Should have just offed him. I'll do that next time. Okay. I think I should be able to do this. With only taking out the one guy. Oh, there's another fire up there. Hey, it's a maggot hole. Where's like a 50-ton boulder at? I can block that right up. Ooh. Ooh, little instance or something here. A little gateway. Do I want to go there? Can I go there? Alright, let's see what happens here. Haze this fire without disturbing that troll. Okay, there's a... Ooh. Is that an entrance to Narhast? Is this Narhast? Yes, this is. The entrance does not seem to be heavily guarded. Am I supposed to go in? Oh, no, that was a scouting mission. Right on. Okay, I mistook that for a campfire I was supposed to haze. Sauron's door design department has to be the best job in Mordor. Yeah, I mean, that is fire, as the kids say these days. Okay, we're doing great. Time, not doing great. Traveling any closer to Morannon would surely lead to a swift death. There it is, the Black Gate. Yeah, Narhas is the one I already snuck into. Yep, with the Rangers. Okay. Well, I think smack in front of the Black Gate is as good a place to leave it as any. I'm not going to be able to finish these, but next time I'll continue on the road, hazing the other campfires and getting up to Karhost, and then out towards Lang Rhuven. And we'll see how we do. All right. Very good. This is a nice dramatic place to end. Right in front of the Black Gate. We are so getting there. So getting there. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Well, I better run. Gotta go to a wedding. Thanks everybody for joining me today. I should be back next week. I believe I'm gonna be home for several Fridays in August, I'm delighted to say. More Fridays in August than Fridays in July, for sure. So thanks everybody for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.